Hi everyone, I'm Ezra. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a very exciting presentation for you on voice AI for Australian enterprises. So I'm going to run you through quickly the agenda. So to kick things off, we'll have Dominic from our Australia team present a market overview on how voice AI agents are already changing and transforming business in Australia. And then from there, we'll go into a live demo as well as a quick portal walkthrough with Abdullah on how to build voice AI agents. And then I'll also go over why Telnyx, with so many choices out there for voice AI agents. I'll talk about our competitive advantages in this space. And then finally, we'll wrap it up with Q&A to address any questions that you have. But without further ado, I'll turn the floor over to Dominic to give you a high-level overview of what's happening with voice AI in Australia today.
Thank you, Ezra. And good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us this morning. So, as Ezra mentioned, we will go through a few things today. I'm going to cover off a little bit around our voice AI agents and what's happening in Australia with our voice AI agents and some of the industry and market trends we're seeing. So, next slide, please, Ezra. So, as you can see, as it mentions, AI is not coming, it's already here. I'm sure that most of us have already either experienced or have used AI in some way, more specifically around voice AI, which we're starting to see. In the graph, you can see from 2022, which was a knowledge-based generative AI for text. Then in 2023, it moved into generative images, which was focused on creativity. Then to agent workflows, which was more about the focus of execution. Then our voice AI agents, which now covers off interactions. So the AI revolution is already here. AI adoption is outpacing every prior tech platform, and it is growing faster than mobile and social medias. Agents are moving from tools you use to co-workers you can talk to. Real-time, natural conversations is the most universal interface. These are the highest requests and the highest discussion pieces that we are seeing as a sales floor at the moment, and it is the core of our interface. So if next slide, please. If we look at the addressable market, a few things we highlight in this slide. The first is our voice AI agents, as today market cap versus what the addressable opportunity is phenomenal. And we are seeing this via a number of inquiries and also inbound and outbound strategies of customers looking to revisit, review, or understand how they can be future ready like center AI. There are parts out there, but there are other parts where we are playing a pivotal role to speed the support and the return of investment with customer and transactional opportunities. For voice AI applications, this is quite similar, along with our conversational AI, which is our voice and chat. Look, Australians are rapidly shifting towards automated AI-driven voice interactions as organizations look for more consistent service, lower operational costs, and improved compliance. Telnyx has invested in local network and GPU infrastructure, which makes it a low latency, highly resilient, highly available, real-time voice AI network, which meets not only performance standards, but also regulatory requirements, which I will go in more detail through the next few slides. Next slide, please, marketing. What this slide presents is when your voice AI runs oceans away, the performance suffers. Pretty self-explanatory, and what it discusses is a number of our what we would call competitors, but not so much competitors, have a number of services where their data centers or their storage is not onshore. What happens is we see a number of latencies, we see security risks, and we see complexities in infrastructure, and we also see a number of partners or platforms that need to be invested to create this utopic service. Telnyx provides all of this in one spot. Please, next slide. So talking about our localized GPUs and our voice AI platform, Telnyx provides over 20 plus distinctive vowel sounds in Australian English. It also provides 4,300 slang terms, which I probably use more than those a day. It also caters to Australians using local slang in everyday conversation. We have built this fundamentally to perform and provide service and solutions within our voice AI platform onshore. Next slide, please. The two current market trends where I am seeing a lot of uptake and a lot of discussions happening across our corporate platform is within enterprises and startups. In enterprises, AI answers and understands business calls to automate authentications, routing, FAQs, bookings, payments, and summaries. It's cutting handling time and cost while improving consistency as a business. On the other side, we're seeing AI startups, a number of different use cases and segments leveraging the power of AI to support places like segments like healthcare, retail, tradespeople, and a number of bespoke solutions. Next slide, please. The two major segments or industries where we are seeing a number of involved parties for voice AI and a large intake of opportunity is through healthcare and financial services. As it states in the point, automate high volume front desk calls, reduce admin load with consistent handling across workflows, and deliver exceptional call quality and low latency in sensitive conversations. Where I'm also seeing a number of different spots is, and feedback as we've deployed is, a number of healthcare providers are finding peace of mind that customers or patients can call and book appointments and have confirmation with peace of mind knowing that if that was out of hours, they are still getting logged in the queue. In financial services, we're seeing deflect routine inquiries securely and build personalized conversational services, make compliance and auditability practical, including key audits and certifications, and turning phone calls into structured workflow actions through integrations with enterprise systems. Telnyx provides a number of native integrations across a number of different CRMs, including HubSpot, Salesforce, Jira. There are a number of others, but this is how we are able to provide such a unique all-in-one solution. All of this is powered by a Sydney POP, which enables that high availability and low latency. To go into more detail about why Telnyx, I will be introducing now Abdullah Butt, who works as our support engineer for ANZ. Abdullah, over to you.
Thanks, Dominic. I'll share my screen to present the demo. Can you please, can everybody see my screen?
Yep, we can see it. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to show you how to build a production-ready AI agent for the Australian healthcare sector using the Telnyx Mission Control Portal. We are going to build Erica, our patient intake coordinator. For that, we'll go to the AI assistant section of the portal. On the left side of the screen, as you can see, the Telnyx source of product. We'll go to AI storage and compute and click on AI assistant. As you can see on the top right side, we can see we have the option of importing assistants, or we can create a new assistant. Today, we'll create a new assistant. Once we click on that, we'll get pre-made templates for different conventional use cases like customer support specialist, information collector. For today, we'll create a default assistant from scratch. Click on this. Right, once we've done that, we will name the agent in the agent section of the portal. We'll name it healthcare coordinator, and for the LLM model, we will use the Quinn 3. I'm selecting Quinn 3, which was this because this is lightweight, cost-effective, and runs on our Sydney GPUs. This ensures your audio data is processed securely. We do also provide other large LLM models as well, along with native integration with OpenAI LLMs. Moving on to the instruction part, this is the most crucial part of the agent because it defines the personality, rules, and the logic of your assistant. I'll copy the instruction into the instruction section of the agent. As you can see, I have instructed the agent. If a patient mentions, the agent mentions like shortness of breath, severe breathing, and numbness, it will instantly advise the patient to call the 000 since agent is only used as administrator for booking appointments, not acting as a doctor. Moving on to the next part, we can also add different dynamic variables to customize the experience for our users. And also for the next part, we will do the greeting. For the agent, we'll paste our greetings here. Same for the instructions. We can also add variables. We can add pre-made variables, or we can add variables from our own data that we have uploaded. Moving on to the tool sections, we have different tools available which we can leverage for different use cases like sending SMS, send DTMF, zip refer, transfer, handoff, and webhooks. For this use case, I will use webhook to play news headlines while the caller is waiting for their appointment confirmation code to be generated. It will read the news back to the caller to keep the caller engaged. I'll do the name of the tool, of this description, and the timeout sequence, and I'll do the URL and the API key for it. And once it's done and saved, we can run the webhook, and it will return our response. As you can see, it's returning 200 OK. We can close that. Moving on to the next section, which is the knowledge base. You can upload any sort of structured data into the agent, which will be embedded into the Telnyx own storage product, and you can use this as a source of truth. for your agent. It can be PDFs, files, structured or unstructured data. Moving on to the next section, which is the voice. I'm selecting Telnyx as a voice provider. This gives us huge speed advantage because voice is directly generated onto our network, not sent out to a third-party API. We eliminate the lag. As you can see, we have Marlo, which is our Australian voice. We can also play that here.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
And we also have Eucalyptus, which is another of our Australian voice.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
We also provide integration with other platforms like 11 Labs, Azure, and AWS in order to use voice from other provider if that's the preference. We also have the transcription model. We have leading transcription models, DeepGram Nova 2, Nova 3, and DeepGram Flux, along with the digital large V2. In order to make the experience more natural, we do provide features like noise suppression, which eliminates any caller background noises, and it also has the ability to play background noises. It has pre-configured voice office sound, which plays at the background, which keeps a caller engaged and know that the call is active. We can also customize a speaking plan according to our needs and enable interruptions or disable it. Now that part is done, we can finally assign number to our agent. This is where Telnyx shines. We are a carrier. You can buy and purchase numbers from Australia, New Zealand, and I'll show you guys quickly. You can go to buy numbers section of the portal and you can buy Australian numbers. You can use advanced filters to buy numbers from different cities, areas, and states. We do provide mobile, landline, and toll-free numbers for Australia. Going back to the agent section, I'll assign one of the Australian numbers to the agent. I'll go back. For the calling section settings, we do have different customization settings. Assistant maximum call duration you can set. You can also set a budget for the daily spend limit for the agent. And if I go to the programmable voice section of the portal, I will show you that we can assign latency to our Sydney GPUs. So the traffic will get routed there. Okay, I'll go back to the A assistant. All right. So as you can see, this traffic is routing to our Sydney data center, and where we have our GPUs to run LLMs and transcription models and the voices. Now everything is configured. I will place a call to the agent.
Thank you for calling Wellness Alliance Medical Group. This is Erica, your healthcare coordinator. How may I help you today?
Hi, I would like to book a new appointment today, please.
To ensure the best care, are you calling to schedule a new appointment or to check on an existing one?
Yes, I would like to book a new appointment, please.
Can you please provide your name?
Yeah, my name is Abdullah.
Thank you, Abdullah. Can you briefly describe your symptoms or the reason for your visit today?
Yeah, I have mild fever.
Thank you for sharing that. I have Dr. John available for your appointment. He has openings tomorrow at 9:30 at 2 p.m. Which time works better for you?
2 p.m. works fine for me.
Perfect. I have you down for 2 p.m. tomorrow with Dr. John. Great. I am finalizing that booking in our system now. It usually takes about 20 seconds to generate your secure confirmation code. While that processes, would you like to hear the latest international news headlines?
Yes, please.
Here are the latest international news headlines. Far-right candidate Jose Antonio Cast wins Chile's presidential election. Cast's victory is seen as part of a trend of right-wing victories across Latin America. No problem. The system just finished processing. Your confirmation code is 13D2. Dr. John will see you then. Goodbye.
As you can hear, the call was successful. As engineers, we need to verify the data. We can click on the analysis section of the portal, and I will refresh that, and I can see the call I just made. I click the eye icon. I can see, if I click on that, I can see the full history and the transcription. This shows how to exactly debug what the AI heard and how fastly it responded. You can go to the insight section. It tells you exactly what happened during the call. As you can see, Abdullah has scheduled a new appointment with Dr. John at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Due to mild fever, the appointment confirmation code, it reads back as well. We can also enable the messaging for the agent using the same number if it has a SMS feature enabled. Yes, it's doing okay. Moving on to the next part, we can the integration part. We do provide integration with different providers, GitHub, Greenhouse. You can run different tools which will be used to perform different tasks for your use case. You can also you can bring in and add your own MCP servers to perform different tasks. We support that too. And moving on to the widget section, the same assistant can be implemented into your own website. Which will be used to initiate calls or to talk with the agent. You can copy this link onto your website, and widget will be appear on the website, and you can customize the theme as a light according to your needs. And last but not the least, the advanced section, either you can use data retention or do not retain. That's it from my end. Over to you, Aswan.
Everyone, thank you so much, Abdullah, for the very engaging. I'm also right now I'll break down why Telnyx. You have so many options for voice AI agents, so I'll overview some of our competitive advantages if you choose to go with us. So just to recap, Telnyx voice AI agents deliver real-time conversations on a private global network powered by our infrastructure in Sydney. And so why did we choose to build out our POPs and our GPUs in Sydney? Well, this is basically addressing the problem that Dominic mentioned earlier, where the most common model is to route data offshore, which really introduces significant latency for the Australian users. And so by co-locating the telephony with the GPUs results in 200 millisecond round trip time. So this sounds like very natural conversation, like you're just speaking to a person. There's none of that unnatural pauses that you would get with some of the other models. And also, this is ideal for local compliance and the regulatory environment, which I'll get into in just a second. So everything you have is with us. So we're an end-to-end platform beginning with the telephony. As you saw earlier, Abdullah mentioned a local Australian number. We also have, in addition to the telephony, all the elements of the AI, including the LLM, the speech-to-text, and the text-to-speech, as well as the cloud storage. So this seamless integration of all these different parts is in contrast to some of the other players in the space, where you sort of have to piece together these disparate elements, and it can kind of get really complex and unwieldy. So by having a seamless solution, you can focus on the use cases, like some of the ones outlined here, automating customer support, collections and payments, and booking, as you saw with Abdullah's example, as well as even on the sales side, qualifying inbound leads. So the compliance challenge, there's many different regulations that apply to Australian businesses, everything from ACMA, Privacy Act of 1988, and the Critical Infrastructure Act of 2018. And our voice AI agent solution is compliant with all of these regulations, which ensures that businesses can focus on developing their use cases around voice AI agents rather than making sure that manually trying to make sure that they're compliant with these different regulations. So you've heard Abdullah play some of the voices. I believe he showed Marlu, but there's also Tamara.
Hi there. You've reached Tab of You Medical. I'm Tamara, your virtual health assistant. I'm just calling to confirm you.
So all of these are great local Australian voices. I think there's been quite a few studies that customers are more receptive to voice AI agents when they sound like them. And so I think this will help you make your customers much more receptive to interacting with voice AI agents. And if you find none of these suitable for your business purposes, you can also import Australian voices from partners like 11 Labs. I think Dominic mentioned some of the use cases across healthcare and financial services, but really the sky is the limit for any type of industry. You just need to come up with what you want to do. Like, for example, in agriculture, people are already using our platform for voice notifications or even interactions in the field. And in hospitality and travel, they're also using us for bookings, reservation management, and even concierge style support. So full gamut of different use cases you could develop specific to your industry. So this is quite important. I think a lot of different AI solutions operate as walled gardens, whereas with Telnyx, we integrate with some of the most popular business applications today, everything from HubSpot and Greenhouse to ServiceNow and Zendesk. And so what this means is that your users can connect with our voice AI agents, not only for information and to learn, for example, business hours, but to really conduct high value transactions as they would with another human agent. So very powerful these integrations are. And just to recap on why Telnyx is really built for Australia and really localized to the business landscape. Number one, we're a licensed carrier. You could provision your own Australian numbers. We operate a private network with a POP in Sydney, and this is co-located with our telephony. And we are aligned with all the relevant Australian regulations. And finally, and last but not least, we have an Australian team on the ground who can really guide you through your voice AI journey. So that includes Abdullah and Dominic, as well as many other Australian members who'd be happy to speak with you and meet you in person and share more with you on how you can incorporate this into your business. So yeah, at this point, let's get into some Q&A. I'm sure many of you have questions that you'd like to ask of us. So feel free to type your questions out in the chat and we'll just address them in the order that they come in. All right, maybe while we're waiting, I can ask a question to Dominic first. Apart from healthcare and finance, what are the other emerging industries you're starting to see a lot of voice AI adoption in Australia?
Yeah, good question. Retail is another where we're seeing a lot of adoption. Managing multiple stores or retail outlets, being able to bring in a lot of those inquiries and centralize that without having to have someone in store, answer a call. Do you have this in this size? That's been able to be automated quite rapidly. We build multiple agents actually with some of those inbound calls. So some will take care of stock, some will take care of refunds, some would take care of other requirements. So we're actually working across a number of different use cases within retail as well.
Awesome. Any other questions from the audience? Or maybe while we're waiting, I'll have a question for Abdullah. From what you showed in the demo, how far is it taking from that very quick voice AI agent you made to taking something that's production ready and ready to be deployed to an actual business environment?
It's very quick process. A agent on the portal can be created via the API key, or we provide very simple to use user interface where we can create the assistant with just few clicks. We also provide instruction with the AI answer, which helps you with building a very effective instruction for the agent so it can give a better outcome. So it's relatively very easy to generate a production ready AI assistant on Telnyx Mission Control Portal.
What I could provide, Ezra, is some additional feedback and some differentiators that we see within our platform. And some of the questions we get is, what differentiates is we've talked about our infrastructure, but as Abdullah ran through in our demonstration, it is an end-to-end solution. A lot of our competitors will need to integrate things like could be Twilio, it could be 11 Labs, it could be someone else for TTS and other bits and pieces. As you start to piece that together, there's multiple people you have to engage with, multiple businesses that you have to have account management for. We're able to remove all of that tailwind and provide you with one centralized solution, which globalizes. So another area where we see the increase is, yes, we're talking about Australia and our Australian economy, but we do have instances where there might be three-man band in Singapore, another in the UK or somewhere in Europe, and we have localized agreements for not only voice AI, but for your carriage. So to bring in phone numbers locally, porting numbers in. This is where we start to differentiate and really flex our muscle as it runs on our global private infrastructure that we have built.
Great. Any questions from the audience? If not, I'll move into the final display of just resources that may help you on your voice
We
AI
do
journey.
have one from Jerry.
Oh, good.
So Jerry's question was, I have a phone system that is managed by an IT company. Do I need to engage them or can Telnyx provide the complete solution? Telnyx can provide agent, AI agent, number voice, carriage, etc. Do I need to port my main number to Telnyx? Thanks. Okay. So just to break that down, you have a phone system that's managed by an IT company. Do you need to engage with them for Telnyx to provide a complete solution? We would work alongside them depending on if they are just providing the user interface or if they are also providing the carriage. This is where we would look at what's going to be best practice for the business. If it is purely a voice, I'll read the last part. So Telnyx can provide an agent, number, voice. Do I need to port my main number to Telnyx? If we were looking to host your voice AI and carriage, yes, we would need to port that main number to Telnyx, which we can do and provide a solution for. Does that answer your question, Jerry? Yes, thanks. Okay, no problem. Welcome, Jerry. And just to expand on that a little bit more, we work alongside a number of managed service partners, a number of, telco and infrastructure partners, as they are looking at how do they expand on their traditional infrastructure of selling, voice services and SMS, etc. Where the next iteration or where the evolution, where we're coming in with that voice AI agent, we're providing compliance security and we're providing best practices for that so that they can actually expand their pocket spend across our business and across their business. This will give them a new product line that I know they're not focusing on at the moment.
Great question, Jerry. Anything else for any other questions for Abdullah or Dominic that we could help address for your company? Great. So yeah, I'll wrap things up. So these are some of the resources we have. You can sign up for your own Telnyx account. It's very easy to do so. And then you could quickly set up a voice AI agent exactly as Abdullah demonstrated. We have a knowledge center. We have an Australia page, and we have multiple demos on how to build out a voice AI agent with an Australian voice. We'll also be putting this webinar. So if you'd like to recap this will be on YouTube. And finally, if you want to reach out directly to Dominic, who is the head of Australia and an account executive, you can feel free to reach out to him directly via email. Great. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, everyone. We hope this session was very informational in your voice AI journey. Maybe Dominic or Abdullah, you have final comments or remarks?
Well, thank you again for taking the time to join us. We appreciate your questions and your time. We wish you all a safe and happy holiday period and look forward to answering more questions and engaging further in the new year. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to present today.
Yeah, from my side as well, thank you guys for joining. Can't wait to build agent alongside with you guys. As we said, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any of us. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.